we're going to get you from a noob to a pro using this simple starter deck. And I am going to breeze through this fast, so feel free to pause at any point in the video. Now, it has a lot of cards, but you only need half of those cards. And some cards are tools within the deck list, so you either need to buy a second starter deck or buy 2 more Master of the Disciples and the JESMON Blitz. But that's not all. We also have cards from old and new, all the way from BT1 to all the way to BT10. And we're finally at the deck list, where I'm going to tell you how each card is going to be used and how it's going to help you win your tournaments. So for our eggs, we have a playset of JESMON, which is one of 3 red eggs that allow you to draw. The other 2 eggs being more focused on tribal decks, based on the Agumon line or the Gammon line. Luckily, our level 4 and up will always be 6k DP and more. So if you want to search more, you can just swing with your champion and try to get that draw power early game. And just be more aggressive and do chip damage. So for our rookie lineup, we have 11 rookies, not including the sister mons. So for the first rookie, we have BT6 Huckmon. Its on-play skill is really good and allows us to search the top 5 cards of our deck to get any card with Huckmon in its name, JESMON, or Systemon, which is a majority of our deck. Next up, we have 2 BT7 Huckmons. Its inheritable will allow you to search up to 5 cards from your deck and get all the Systemons you can. If you want, you can remove the starter deck Huckmons just to make it a 4-of to have more consistency within the stack, but I do like more versatility within my combos. For our third rookie, we'll have Solarmon. Solarmon is a really good card because it stops players from reducing play costs. So Beelstar decks, Digicross decks, mainly Crossheart, can't reduce their play cost, so they either have to answer your Solomons or just play the full play cost. And thanks to this mechanic, we have more time to build a stack within our raising. So it's okay to hard play sometimes and just leave it there. For our last rookie, it's going to be starter deck Huckmon. It's going to be a 2-of. The inheritable is really decent as it just gives you a DP boost, but you have enough DP, so you don't really need that. The main important part is it's your turn effect. So just leave it on the board, and for your new stack, it can really complement this Huckmon, because you constantly play Systemons from your effects. And once per turn, thanks to this Huckmon, you can gain 1 memory when you play a Systemon. So some of your evolution may be cheaper thanks to this effect. We'll go more into the combos later on. So for our champions, we have a 4-of Bao Huckmon from BT6. This is a really good champion because first, it's searchable obviously from many of our searches, from an option from our BT6 Huckmon, but also its inheritance is really good as you get to pop little guys along the way of you swinging with your JESMON. Our second champion will be our other Bao Huckmon from the starter deck. It's searchable, it gives the extra DP boost to go over bigger Digimon, which could be either Black or Greymon at times, or an Alphamon or you can. Is it really that good? Yes, in the sense that you can search for it, but because of that one only reason, it's not as good as the other one, so we're going to keep it as a 3-of since we are really tight within this list. Into our ultimates, we have BT6 Savior Huckmon. It's only at a 1-of because it is on a restricted list. Its twin digivolving effect is play Systemon. So it can be Systemon Seal, that'll give you 1 memory from BT6, which is really good because instead of digivolving for 3, it sort of just digivolves for 2. What makes it even greater though is the inheritance, because the inheritance is once per turn, you can unsuspend if you have a Systemon in play. And that's really good because if you go combine with JESMON Blitz and you somehow stay within the turn, you can potentially get 2 more additional checks than you would have with the other Savior Huckmon. Next ultimate we have is 2 Chimeramons from BT8. This is a good ultimate for the JESMON deck because first, you can get pieces that you might have thrown away from trash from your searches and put it underneath when digivolving. Secondly, it really complements well with the JESMON Savior Huckmon special summoning the Sistermon, specifically the Seals. Because using the 2 Seals, which are both level 4, you can sort of get a hybrid for game situation with the Chimeramon. For our last card, we have Savior Huckmon, which could be a 4-of for the starter deck. Digivolving effect is situational, so it's not a huge important thing to remember, but it allows you to attack any Digimon, whether it's rested or not rested. What's really important about this card, it's inheritable when attacking effect, which will allow you to summon Systemon from the hand or from the trash. Not many cards can grab it from the trash, only a select few. So essentially, it's going to allow a lot more variety of plays within your games. Going into our megas, you may notice that we are not running any BT6 JESMons. That's because these JESMons are a bit more superior, a lot more superior. For instance, this JESMon from the starter deck lets us blitz. That makes it turn faster because we don't have to rely on being not memory choked. You can blitz over and still do your effects. Your attacking effects allow you to summon a Systemon from your hand. And if you summon Systemon, you get Security Deck +1 and a good amount of DP boost, which will let you go over a bunch of things in enemies' decks and check twice. And the thing is, be sure to use this effect before using the Savior Huckmons, because sometimes when you're comboing, it might get messy if you don't use it. But regardless, you do get security deck +1 regardless of how it gets summoned. Our last mega we're going to be talking about is JESMON GX. JESMON GX allows us to really apply pressure within the early game or end game, where it becomes a blocker, gets blitz, it gets piercing, gets security deck +1 for each Royal Knight with underneath the stack. It does so much for additional fusion cost of 5, sure, but it does so many things that 5 doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're gonna go over the Sysmons really quickly. Sysmon Blanc allows you to draw and block. You can really use that for the early game to just set up a blocker and get that draw power that you really need. Sysmon Seal from BT6 allows you to gain a memory when being played. You don't really want to play it by itself, even though it could go over smaller bodies if people are recognizing you. You're mainly using it to get the memory as you're when digivolving to Net 1. Next we have the Seal from BT10. The Sysmon from BT10 really allows you to get that aggression really in there. Again, you have JESMON Blitz. He's gonna blitz, and then you can just summon this one from your hand or from your trash from Sneer effect, either or. And you can digivolve that new JESMON Blitz into a more powerful being like JESMON Antibody to pierce to an opponent to again eliminate their board and let you keep checking within the security. Either JESMON GX, which will apply so much more pressure, but you do have to be worried that because of that, doesn't mean it's game over for the enemy. And we have the two Sysmons from the start deck. We have Sysmon Blanc and Sysmon Seal. Sysmon Blanc allows you to trash 1, draw 2, which is really good for the early game because you don't need some cards and you just want to profit more draws. That's really good. Also, it's a decoy, and the decoy is really good in the sense that some decks want to eliminate your Solomons so they can finally use a reduced play cost of a Digimon. But you're gonna allow that, nor will you allow your JESMON to just die by a flyball or something. The Sysmon Blanc are always great protection for all the board, besides the white seals and the other Blancs, but that's fine. And next we have the Sysmon Seal from the starter deck. This allows you to reboot and also search through the top of your deck. The search through the top of your deck can be a bit of a whiff and just not really help you too much. So I say the main key point of this card is for the reboot. So you want to change the numbers between this card. I'm okay with that. You can definitely boost up the other seals, the other Blancs, depending on your locals in the meta currently. One thing to remember about this game is that we don't need to be all gas and keep attacking and digivolving. Sometimes it's good to set up with these options. For instance, the red memory boost can allow you to search for the pieces that you don't have, or either just to get memory that you do need for later plays. And for Master Disciple, it's a great card because let's again get pieces and prepare for the later game, because a lot of cards can block memory from your boost, but usually they don't block reduced digivolution cost via this card. Master Disciple can also let you trash your Sysmons that you searched out for your later plays to save your Huckmons, which is really great. To round off our deck list, we have one Taikamiya. This is mainly for the early game to just set your memory to at least 3. You never really get choking, you always do more plays. And also, if we set this for later, you can get you more aggression because you'll always have a full stack to get that security tech +1. So each swing will be more deadlier than the next. Thank you guys for sticking around, and thank you for watching the video. If you guys do like the video, go ahead and comment, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see the deck list a bit longer and not just each card is one at a time, you can go ahead and go down the link below and see the whole deck list and maybe play around with it in TTS. Hope you guys have a great day, or not, the choice is yours. Goodbye.